Introducing the most interesting indoor game, Monopoly. Contents: Game board. 6 collectible tokens. 28 title deed cards. 16 Siwa surprises cards. 16 JoJo's jukebox cards. Custom likes money. 32 houses renamed. Rhinestones. 12 hotels renamed charms and 2 dice. Set it up. What's different? Shuffle the JoJo's jukebox cards and place them face down here. Houses and hotels are renamed rhinestones and charms, respectively. Puppy Dreams, Bobo with the pink bow, BFF, Best Furry Friend, and Love You Furry Much. Replace the traditional railroad spaces. The bank holds all money and title deeds not owned by players. Pays salaries and bonuses to players. Collects taxes and fines from players. Sells and auction properties. Sells rhinestones and charms. Loans money to players who mortgage their property. The bank can never go broke. If the bank runs out of money, the banker may issue as much as needed by writing on ordinary paper. The banker, choose a player to be the banker who will look after the bank and take charge of auctions. It is important that the banker keeps their personal funds and properties separate from the bank's. How to play. How do I win? Be the only player left in the game after everyone else has gone bankrupt. Buying properties and charging other players rent for landing on them. Collect groups of properties to increase the rent, then build rhinestones and charms to really boost your income. WHO goes first? Each player rolls the 2 dice. The highest roller takes the first turn. On your turn, roll the 2 dice. Move your token clockwise around the board the number of spaces shown on the dice. You will need to take action depending on which space you land on. See, where did you land? Below. If your move took you onto or past the go space, collect $200 from the bank. If you rolled a double, roll the dice again and take another move. Watch out. If you roll doubles 3 times on the same turn, you must go to jail. When you finish your move in action, pass the dice to the player on your left. Don't wait for the dice, collect rent. If another player lands on one of your unmortgaged properties, you can demand rent from them. Auction. The banker holds an auction when a player lands on an unowned property and decides not to buy it for the listed price. A player goes bankrupt and turns over all his or her mortgaged properties to the bank, which are auctioned unmortgaged, face up. There is a rhinestone/charm shortage and more than one player wants to buy the same rhinestone/charms. Build. When you own all the bows in a color group, you can buy rhinestones/charms from the bank and put them on any of those bows. The listed price of each rhinestone is shown on the bow's title deed. You must build evenly. You cannot build a second rhinestone on a bow until you have built one on each bow of its color group. You can have a maximum of 4 rhinestones on a single bow. When you have 4 rhinestones on a bow, you can exchange them for a charm by paying the listed price on the title deed. You can only have 1 charm per bow and cannot build additional rhinestones on a bow with a charm. Do not disturb. If you land on one of these spaces, you must pay the bank the amount shown. Go to jail. If you land on this space, you must move your token to the jail space immediately. You do not collect $200 for passing go if you are sent to jail. As soon as you are sent to jail, your turn ends. Pass the dice. Do a deal. You can do a deal with another player to buy or sell unimproved property. You must sell all rhinestones/charms on a color group to the bank before you can sell one of its bows. Property can be traded for any combination of cash, other property or get out of jail free cards. The amount is decided by the players making the deal. Jail, just visiting, don't worry. If you finish your normal move on the jail space, nothing happens. Make sure you put your token in the just visiting section. Speed play rules. Rules for a short game, 60 to 90 minutes. During preparation, the banker shuffles then deals 3 title deed cards to each player. These are free. No payment to the bank is required. You need only 3 rhinestones, instead of 4, on each property of a complete color group before you may buy a charm. Charm rent remains the same. The turn-in value is still 1/2 of the purchase value, which in this game is 1 rhinestone less than in the regular game. If you land in jail, you must exit on your next turn by 1. Using a get out of jail free card if you have, or can buy 1, 2, rolling doubles, or 3, paying $50. Unlike the standard rules, you may try to roll doubles and, failing to do so, pay the $50 on the same turn. End of game. The game ends when one player goes bankrupt. The remaining players add up their $1 on hand. 2. Properties owned, at the value printed on the board. 3. Any mortgaged properties owned, at 1/2 the value printed on the board. 4. Rhinestones, counted at the purchase value. 5. Charms, counted at purchase value including the amount for the 3 rhinestones turned in. For more updates, subscribe to our channel.
Thank you.